Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. We've had a little break, but we are excited to be back at it this afternoon. We're going to see the Chicago Cubs playing Game 3 of a 4-game set in Washington. The Cubs have split the first 2 games with the Nationals, and they are 3-1 on this road trip. Let's see what today's lineups are going to be. As the managers fill out their lineup cards, we see pretty standard lineup for both teams. Jon Lester going to be the starting pitcher for the Cubs today. The backup catcher, Josh Phegley, will be handling the calling of pitches for Mr. Lester. I wonder if Phegley is his new personal catcher. Yan Gomes is going to be the catcher for the Nationals today, as Stephen Strasburg will be the starter. He is the Nationals ace. So far this season in 4 starts, he carries a 2-1 record with a 1.96 ERA and a sparkling 1.04 whip. Jon Lester for the Cubs stands in at 0-3 with a very rough-looking 5.82 ERA and a .82 whip. Well, let's play some baseball. As the players come out to take the field, we see that today we have a clear sky and 64 degrees, wind blowing in from center at 9 miles an hour. And the Cubs send up Jason Heyward to lead off the game against Stephen Strasburg. Strasburg taking the sign, looking in, nods him off, takes another sign. He has a full count to Heyward. The payoff pitch is on the way. And Heyward draws the walk. Good eye by Heyward to draw the walk on that outside fastball. And that brings up Fletcher to bat with Heyward on first and nobody out. 1-1 count to Fletcher. Ground ball to second, over to short, and then across the diamond to first, and we have our first double play of the game. David Fletcher has just grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. Rizzo will now bat with the base runner erased. We have 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to Rizzo. High fly ball to right field. He got all of that one. It clears the wall in right field, and Rizzo hits a solo shot, put the Cubs up 1-0. Really too bad that we had that double play right beforehand. But so be it. The Cubs will take it. It's a 1-0 lead. Baez now the batter. That was Rizzo's 3rd home run of the season. 1-1 count to Baez with the pitch. Baez pops it up to center field. Looks like that's going to be easily playable. And it is caught for the 3rd out as Robles makes the catch. The Cubs and Nationals are going to switch sides as the Nationals come up in the bottom of the first with a 1-0 Cub lead. Lester facing the first batter of the game, Trey Turner, and Turner on a 1-2 pitch pops it up to left field. That is going to be playable. Schwarber pulls it in for the first out. Victor Robles now will bat against the lefty Lester. 1-2 count to Robles. Swing and a miss. Got him on a cutter that was way outside. Good pitch selection right there, and Lester gets his first strikeout of the game. 2 outs now. And there's a soft liner to the right. Heyward is going to play that on a hop. That'll be a single for Howie Kendrick with 1 out, with 2 outs. Runner on first now, Juan Soto the batter. Full count to Soto. And that's going to split the difference. That's going to get into right field just beyond the reach of a diving Fletcher. The runner, Kendrick, will go from first to third on a heads-up running play as Heyward was kind of slow getting it back into the infield. Now the Nationals have first and third with 2 out, and Carter Kieboom is the batter. 2-1 count. He pops it up. Looks like Rizzo is going to be there. Oh, and Fletcher calls him off, but makes the catch on the first base side of the infield. Nationals get 2 hits, but they are retired in the bottom of the first. We go now to the top of the second, 1-0 Cubs. Chris Bryant will lead off with an 0-2 count against Stephen Strasburg. And Bryant swings and misses. First out of the inning, and first strikeout for Strasburg. Schwarber now batting with a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Schwarber over the first baseman's head, down into the right field corner. Big turn for Schwarber. He's rolling it, and he is going for second. He does not even slide. He has a stand-up double. Nice piece of hitting by Schwarber to get out in front of that one and knock it down into the right field corner. Ian Happ will now bat, playing center field for the Cubs today, with Schwarber on second and 1 out. 1-2 count to Happ. And Happ strikes out looking. That was a changeup. It was right down the middle. But Happ was not looking for the changeup in that situation. Josh Phegley will now bat with 2 outs, and Schwarber still standing on second. 1 strike count. That'll be a ground ball to short. Ball is thrown over to first, and Phegley is retired easily. The Cubs' half of the second inning is over, and they still are the owners of a 1-0 lead. Adam Eaton will lead off for the Nationals in the bottom of the second. Lester with a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Baez scoops it up, throws to Rizzo, and the first out of the second inning is recorded. Asdrubal Cabrera will now bat with an 0-2 count. And another ground ball to Baez. Baez fires across the diamond to record the second out. Baez and Rizzo just playing a little game of catch out there. And now we have 2 outs. And Strasburg, the Nationals pitcher, will be the batter with a 2-1 count, 2 outs. Ground ball to first. Rizzo is just going to take care of that by himself. He does not need a relay from Baez on that ground ball. He scoops it up and runs to first, and Strasburg is retired. We go now to the Cubs' half of the third inning with a 1-0 Cub lead. The pitcher, John Lester, will now stand in against the pitcher, Strasburg, in a reversal of the previous at-bat, 2-2 count. And Lester strikes out swinging. Third K of the game for Strasburg. Jason Heyward now the batter with 1 out and a 2-2 count. Strasburg with the pitch. Ground ball to second. And that's a throw over to first. Cabrera to Kendrick. And Heyward is retired for the second out. David Fletcher will now bat. 1-2 count to Fletcher. And he watches strike 3 go by. He thought that might have been a little bit high, but it was a 1-2 count. What are you really going to do? I guess you got to protect in that situation. Go now to the bottom of the third with a 1-0 Cub lead. Nationals catcher Yan Gomes is going to lead off with an 0-1 count. Ground ball to third. Bryant scoops it up, throws across the diamond. Gomes is retired for the first out. Trey Turner now stands in against Lester with a full count to Turner. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with a low and in fastball. Nice pitch selection right there by Lester. And there are now 2 outs and nobody on. Victor Robles will bat with another full count. And Lester strikes him out with an outside fastball. Lester's location on his pitches has been really good today. And we go now to the top of the 4th inning with Rizzo standing in against Strasburg to lead off for the Cubs. 1-0 count to Rizzo. Another home run. Look at that. That is just a monster shot out to right field. Rizzo hits home run number 2 of the game. That is a 426-foot shot. And the Cubs are up 2-0. Rizzo must have a picture of Strasburg with a rubber chicken because he just owns him. Baez now will stand in with a full count and nobody out. Baez watches strike 3 go by. That'll be the first out of the inning. It is the 5th strikeout of the game for Strasburg. And Bryant now the batter with a 1-1 count, 1 out. Bryant pops it up to left. It looks like that'll be playable, actually, and the shortstop Turner fields in short left field. That'll be the second out of the inning. Kyle Schwarber will now bat. with a full count and 2 outs. Schwarber hits it on the ground. Strasburg reacts, throws over to Kendrick at first, and Schwarber's retired for the 3rd out. The Cubs get another run on Rizzo's 2nd home run of the day. We go down to the bottom of the 4th inning, 2-0 Cubs. Lester pitching to Kendrick with a 1-2 count. And that is going to leave the park. That is a high fly ball to left field. And Howie Kendrick just got a solo home run. He has cut the Cubs lead in half. It is now 2-1 Cubs. Soto now the batter. Lester, you're going to have to see how he does recovering from allowing that home run. And it does look like somebody turned off the sun because the sky suddenly got very dark outside. With a 1-1 count, Lester now pitching to Soto. That'll be a pop-up to short center field, and actually David Fletcher is going to go back and make that play. 1st out of the inning, Carter Kaboom now the batter. With a 2-2 count and 1 out. Lester with the pitch. Strike 3 looking. Excellent placement on the changeup there by Lester. Adam Eaton now the batter with 2 outs, nobody on. 0-1 count to Eaton. And that'll be a line drive. It's going to drop right in front of Schwarber. I don't know why he didn't run in on that a little more aggressively. I feel like that could have been the 3rd out of the inning, but it's not. Eaton stands on first with a single. Asdrubal Cabrera is going to bat with a 2-2 count and 2 outs. And Cabrera strikes out looking. Lester has looked pretty sharp today. We go on to the top of the 5th inning with a 2-1 Cub lead. Ian Happ will stand in against Steven Strasburg. 1-1 count to Happ. Happ lays down the bunt right back at Strasburg. I'm not really sure what he was thinking there, or if he was operating on orders from the dugout, but Happ just pushed that ball right back at the pitcher, and he was an easy out at first base. Fegley is now going to bat against Strasburg with 1 out, 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Fegley pops it up to left. That should be a playable ball. It is. Soto makes the grab for the 2nd out. Lester will now stand in, bat for himself in the top of the 5th inning with a full count and 2 out. And Lester just watches strike 3 go by. Well, we go now to the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Cubs are still owners of a 2-1 lead. Lester will be facing the 8-9-1 batters in the Washington lineup. 1-2 count to Strasburg. Popped up on the infield, Baez adjusts slightly to his left and makes the catch. And now Gomes will bat with 1 out and nobody on. Lester with the pitch. Popped up to the right side this time. Is Fletcher going to get it? Yes, he is. He calls off Rizzo, makes the catch for the 2nd out. Trey Turner will now be the batter. Lester with the first pitch. 2 outs, nobody on. And Trey Turner singles right up the middle. That is going to be the 5th hit of the game for Washington. They now have runner on first and Robles the batter with 2 outs, 1-0 count. Oh, and there's a steal. Fegley throws down to 2nd, but the throw is going to be late, and Turner steals the base. Lester, rather famously, refuses to throw to first, and Turner took advantage of that, swiping the bag. He's now in scoring position with the tying run. 2-1 count. And that's going to be another base hit up the middle. That steal is going to loom large now as Trey Turner comes all the way around to score and tie the game. We now have a 2-2 game on the Robles RBI single. Turner comes all the way around from 2nd to score on a single to center field. Kendrick now the batter. Runner on first, 2 out, full count, and Kendrick is walked. Victor Robles advances to 2nd, and Lester, standing in at 86 pitches now, is going to face Juan Soto with 2 outs and 2 men on, and Lester just trying to get out of this inning with a tie. 1-2 count to Soto. That'll be a ground ball to Baez. He throws to first, almost pulls Rizzo off the bag, but Soto is retired for the final out. But not before the Nationals tie the game, and we now have a 2-2 game going into the top of the 6th inning. Hayward will be the batter standing in against Strasburg. He's thrown 73 pitches through 5 innings. 3-1 count to Hayward. Hayward hits it hard. That's going to be one hop to the wall out in right center field. He goes for second. It looks like he is going to keep going. He is going to gun for a triple. He slides into third with a leadoff triple. Excellent piece of hitting there by Jason Hayward, and good awareness to get all the way to third base. David Fletcher is now going to be the batter. The Cubs have the go-ahead run 90 feet away with nobody out. 1-0 pitch. Fletcher hits it high in the air to center field. I believe this will be deep enough to score the run. Hayward tags up after the catch. Fletcher is retired for the first out, but Fletcher gets a sacrifice fly as Hayward tags up and scores to make the game 3-2 Cubs. Rizzo now the batter with 1 out and nobody on in the top of the 6th inning. 2-1 count. Rizzo already with 2 home runs on the day. That's going to be a single to right field. Rizzo has looked very good in this game. I feel like he's raised his batting average about 50 points since the beginning of this Washington series. Rizzo now stands on first with 1 out, and Baez is the batter. Strasburg still out there at 84 pitches. 1-1 count. Baez with the pitch. And that is another home run for the Cubs. Baez just crushed it out to left center field. 407 feet. Cubs are now owners of a 5-2 game. Baez and Rizzo congratulated at home. And Strasburg is going to get pulled. That is the last batter he is going to face. Let's see what the line score is for Strasburg. He threw 5 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and 3 home runs allowed. And his ERA went up almost a run and a half just on this start. This has got to be his worst start of the season so far, just based on what his stat line was coming into it. Well, Javi Guerrera is going to be the new pitcher for the Nationals. He will face Chris Bryant with 1 out and nobody on in the top of the 6th inning. 1-1 count to Bryant. Here's the pitch. Bryant hits it out to left field. That is going to drop for a single in front of the left fielder Soto. And Bryant now stands on first with Schwarber the batter. And that apparently was the only batter that Javi Guerrera was going to pitch. I wonder if he got hurt. Yes, Javi Guerrera was injured while pitching. Sprained ankle day to day. Well, that's unfortunate for Mr. Guerrera. However, we now have another new Washington pitcher. Wander Suero will come in to face Kyle Schwarber. Schwarber standing in with Bryant on first and 1 out. First pitch to Schwarber. Suero looks in. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a base hit up the middle. Oh, no, it's not. That was actually caught. It looked like it was going to go over the center fielder's head, but Robles reacted quickly, and he got to that ball, pulled that line drive into center field. Well, Happ is now going to stand in with 2 outs and the runner on first, and an 0-1 count. Happ pops it up to center field, deep but playable. Robles is going to get to this one as well. Just because he likes proving me wrong, he's going to pull that one in on the warning track, and that'll be the 3rd out of the inning for the Cubs. However, they scored 3 runs on 2 home runs in the top of the 6th inning, and the Cubs now lead this game 5-2. You know what? There was 1 home run and a sac fly in that top of the 6th inning. That's how it played out. Rizzo had 2 home runs coming into the inning, but he singled. So, Carter Kieboom is now going to be the first batter to face lefty Jon Lester, coming out for his 6th inning of work. He's at 90 pitches. We're here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. And Lester misses outside. Umpire didn't give him the benefit of the doubt on that one. And Carter Kieboom gets a leadoff walk. And actually, that is going to be it for Jon Lester. David Ross is not going to take any chances with an exhausted Lester giving up this lead. Lester's line for the game, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a home run through 95 pitches. He would stand to win this game. He is also responsible for the runner on first base. Cam Bedrosian is now the new Cub reliever. He will face Adam Eaton with 1 runner on and nobody out. Cam Bedrosian looks in. Here's the pitch. That's going to be a single up the middle. It's going to drop in front of Almora. And the throw goes over to third to stop the runner from advancing. That was Happ. Almora isn't playing center field today. Happ is. So now the Nationals have first and second, nobody out, and Asdrubal Cabrera is the batter. Nationals trying to get back in this game. 0-2 count. Oh, and the pitch gets away. Fegley loses it. The wild pitch allows Kieboom to advance to third, Eaton advance to second. The double play is no longer in order. Cabrera is batting now with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to first. Rizzo is going to take the sure out. He's going to go over to first with it and allow the run to score. So on the fielder's choice, Kieboom comes home to score. Eaton advances to third. Cabrera's out at first, which is the first out of the inning. And now we're going to see a pinch hitter. Eric Thames is going to come in to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot. And he is going to be in charge of trying to drive in this run from third base. 2-2 count now to Thames. Strike 3 swinging. Well, Bedrosian got the pinch hitter to strike out swinging, and now he has to face Yan Gomes with 2 outs and runners still standing 90 feet away. 2-2 count to Gomes. That's going to be a single. That's going to drive in the run. The Nationals have made this a 5-4 game. Gomes stands on first with an RBI single. Eaton scores from third, and now Trey Turner is the batter. Nationals have cut the lead down to 1. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Strikes him out swinging. Well, Bedrosian does manage to protect the lead, but 2 runs score. And we have now a 5-4 Cub lead going into the top of the 7th inning. We're now going to see Daniel Hudson be the new batter for the Nationals as the gears continue to turn in this game. Hudson is in because of the pinch hitter in the previous inning, and he will face Fegley, the pitcher's spot, which I assume will be another pinch hitter, and then Hayward in the top of the 7th. 1-2 count to Fegley. Here's the pitch. Strikes him out swinging. Well, anybody want to place a bet on whether or not Jason Kipnis is coming up to pinch hit right now? Oh no, we're going to see Souza. David Ross decides to go with the righty-righty matchup, and he brings Souza up to face Hudson. Here's an 0-2 pitch to Souza. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. And that'll be strikeout number 2. Hayward now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. 1-2 count to Hayward. And that is hit weakly over to second. The throw to first, and Hayward is retired for the 3rd out. We go now to the bottom of the 7th inning. Cubs still owners of a 5-4 lead. At the 7th inning stretch, the winner today of the race was President George Washington. Jeremy Jeffress will be the new pitcher for the Cubs. He is in because of the pinch hitter coming up in the top half of the inning. and he is going to face the 2-3-4 batters in the Washington lineup. Jeffress with a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Line drive past Bryant over at third base, down into the left field corner. Robles very fast. He's rounding first, heading for second. He slides in with a double. Jeffress allows a leadoff double to Victor Robles. The tying run is now standing on second base with nobody out. Howie Kendrick is the batter. 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Popped up to left, short left. Baez is going out. Schwarber comes in. Schwarber makes the catch for the first out. Robles is unable to advance on the fly ball. And Soto will now bat with 1 out and a runner on second. First pitch to Soto, and that's a steal attempt. Phegley is very slow to react. I feel like that runner should have been out at third base, but Phegley could not get the throw there in time. Robles steals third with 1 out. The Nationals now have the tying run 90 feet away. Soto is the batter, standing in against Jeffress with a 1-0 count. That is going to be plenty deep to allow the runner to tag up and score. Fly ball to left field. Schwarber catches for the second out. Robles tags up. He scores without a throw. The Nationals have tied this game at 5. Carter Kieboom is now the batter. For Washington, we have 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-0 count. And that is going to be a diving catch out in center field by Happ. He robbed him, and it looks like Happ injured himself on that amazing defensive play. Happ is going to have to come out of the game, it looks like. I assume we're going to see Almora come in to replace him. It says that he's out, but diagnosis pending. Well, we'll have to see what that amounts to. So we now have Fletcher standing in. He is going to lead off the top of the 8th inning for the Cubs. This is now a tie game once again. We are tied at 5. Cubs are going to send their 2-3-4 batters up in the top of the 8th inning. Fletcher is going to pop up on the infield. That'll be an easy play for Turner. Gets a glove on it for the first out. Rizzo now the batter with 1 out, nobody on, and a 3-1 count. Here's the pitch. That is outside. They walk Rizzo rather than giving him anything good to hit. That pitch was pretty well outside. Baez now the batter. Rizzo standing on first. Potential go-ahead run. First pitch to Baez. And that is a single up the middle for Baez. Rizzo heading to second. He is going to stop at second as the throw from center field goes directly to third. Rizzo is unable to advance. Bryant now the batter. Runners on first and second and 1 out. Full count to Bryant with the pitch. Bryant hits it hard to right field. That is going to be a 3-run home run for Kris Bryant. He has just come through in the clutch for the Cubs, delivering an 8-5 lead in the top of the 8th inning. Kris Bryant getting high fives from the whole team down there in the dugout. He's hit his 3rd home run of the season and his 10th, 11th, and 12th RBIs. Cubs now proud owners of an 8-5 lead. And that will prompt the Nationals to bring in a new relief pitcher. This is going to be Jake Reed. He is going to be facing Kyle Schwarber with 1 out, nobody on in the top of the 8th inning. 2-2 count to Schwarber with the pitch. Schwarber swings and misses. Strike 3. That is 2 outs now. And another pinch hitter. This time we have Descalzo pinch hitting in the number 7 spot with 2 outs and nobody on. 3-1 count to Descalzo. Here's the pitch. Apparently that pitch was down and in. Looked pretty close to me, but Reed is not happy about it. He loses Descalzo on a 3-1 fastball. Phegley now the batter with 2 outs, runner on first. 1-0 count to Phegley. Weak ground ball to second. Easy throw over to first. Fegley is retired for the third out. The Cubs retake the lead on the Bryant home run to right center field, and they now lead this game 8-5. Adam Eaton will be the leadoff hitter for the Nationals. Jeffress will continue to stand in for the Cubs. His spot is actually due to lead off in the top of the ninth inning. Full count now, Jeffress with the pitch. And he misses down and in. Jeffress walks the leadoff batter, Eaton. And now Cabrera, will be the batter with runner on first and nobody out. 1-2 count to Cabrera. And Brad White is going to come in to face Cabrera. White gets the strikeout on a 1-2 count. That'll be the first out of the inning for the Cubs. White will now pitch to Starlin Castro, former Cub, playing now with the Nationals. He is pinch hitting in the pitcher's spot. 1-1 count to Castro. White gets him to ground weakly to short, over to second for one, to first to complete the double play. Cubs get a ground ball double play, 6-4-3, to end the 8th inning. We go now to the top of the 9th inning. Cubs leading 8-5. And the Cubs starting catcher, Wilson Contreras, will be the pinch hitter in this case for the pitcher's spot, which means that we will very likely see Craig Kimbrell in the bottom of the 9th. Full count to Contreras. Ronis Elias, the new pitcher for Washington, comes to the plate. And he misses low with ball 4. Contreras walks down to first. Jason Hayward will be the batter. And I see they have the shift on for Hayward. With the very slow Contreras at first. And Hayward being an excellent double play candidate. That'll be a ground ball to first. Kendrick Fields, he does not try to go to second to get the lead runner. He throws to first where Elias, the pitcher, is covering. And Hayward hits the ground ball, but he does not hit into a double play. We have a runner on second now. Contreras on second with one out, and Dave Fletcher is the batter. 2-2 count to Fletcher. He pops it up to center field. It looks like that'll be playable. Contreras retreats to second. He is going to tag up and try to go to third. Very aggressive base running there by Wilson Contreras. And he advances to third on the fly ball to center field. So credit Fletcher with the sac fly. Rizzo now the batter. He already has 2 home runs in this game. He'll be batting with 2 outs and Contreras on third. 2-0 count. And that one's going to get away. Contreras slides. He is safe at home. Contreras with some excellent base running. I bet he didn't expect to get quite such a workout on his day off. He comes all the way around to score on the wild pitch. And now there is a 3-0 count to Rizzo. Cubs now lead the game 9-5. 3-1 pitch. And that misses outside. Elias walks Rizzo. And now with 2 outs, Baez will stand in with Rizzo on first. 1 run already in. 3-1 count to Baez. And that pitch had to have been way outside. Baez didn't even offer at it. Rizzo is going to advance down to second on the walk. Baez takes the base on balls. He goes to first, and Bryant will now bat. He had the monster home run that put the Cubs ahead in the top of the 8th inning. 2-2 count to Bryant. Ground ball to short. Trey Turner Fields throws to second, and they get the fielder's choice to end the inning. But not before the Cubs score another run. They now lead this game 9-5. And because this is not a save situation, Casey Sadler is going to come out of the Cub bullpen to pitch with a 4-run lead in the bottom of the 9th inning. Yan Gomes will be the first batter that he faces with a 2-2 count. Sadler comes to the plate. Ground ball to third. Bryant scoops it up, throws to Rizzo, and the first out is made in the bottom of the ninth inning. Trey Turner will now bat. Washington has turned their lineup over, and the leadoff hitter Turner will bat with one out. 2-2 count with the pitch. And that is strike three swinging. Turner chased a bad pitch right there. Sadler got him to strike out swinging. And now the Nationals are down to their final out. Robles the batter with Casey Sadler trying to close out this game. Full count. Here's the pitch. Oh, and he hits him with a full count fastball. I don't think that was necessarily the best possible plan, but Robles gets the hit by pitch, and now Howie Kendrick will bat with 2 outs and a runner on first. And snap throw down to first by Fegley. Robles was leaning the wrong way, but he dives back safely. Kendrick standing in with a 1-0 count. Sadler with the pitch. And that's going to be a base hit for Kendrick. That's going to go into right center field. Actually, it gets past Happ all the way to the wall. No, Happ was injured. That's Almorin out there in center. That'll be a double for Kendrick. Robles advances to third. Soto now the batter. And Kimbrel will be brought in to try to record the last out. Soto batting now with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Kimbrel brought in to try to get the official save in this game. And here is the first pitch to Soto. That's going to be a ground ball. It's going to get by Fletcher. 1 run is in. Soto gets an RBI single. The game is now 9-6. And Carter Kaboom is going to bat with a chance to tie this game. Kimbrel with a 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Bryant has it. Throws to second. And the fielder's choice ends the game. Well, the Cubs do hang on to win despite some drama here in the 9th inning. The Cubs get 9 runs on 9 hits with no errors. Washington scores 6 runs on 11 hits and no errors. And the Cubs are the winners, 9-6. The Cubs improve their record to 11-10. Washington drops to 9-11. And we will see that the player of the game is, in fact, Anthony Rizzo with his 2 home runs. His line on the day, 3 at-bats, 4 runs scored, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and he hits home runs number 3 and 4 on the season. The win is credited to Jeremy Jeffress for the Cubs. He threw 1 inning, allowed a run, walked 1. And the loss is credited to Dave Hudson of the Nationals. He allowed that home run off the bat of Bryant. And now the Cubs have won the game 9-6. Well, thank you for listening to Replacement Player Baseball.